Inbound lead gen, best platforms for growth. Inbound lead gen is now the first sales conversation. Inbound lead generation used to be a nice-to-have for B2B teams, but buyer behavior has flipped the model. Today, your website, SEO, content, and LinkedIn presence are effectively your first sales reps, educating prospects, shaping trust, and narrowing vendor shortlists before anyone books a call. A key reason inbound matters is that buyers want to self-serve early. Roughly 68 to 70% of B2B buyers prefer researching online and complete most of the journey before talking to sales, which means your inbound stack decides whether you even get considered. When inbound is working, your team stops convincing strangers and starts responding to motivated hand raisers. That shift changes the platform question from "what tools should marketing buy?" to "what system creates predictable pipeline?" The best inbound lead gen platforms don't live in silos. They connect cleanly from first click to closed won, and they make it easy for SDRs to respond fast with the right context. Why inbound wins on efficiency, and why pipeline is the only scoreboard. Inbound is popular because the economics are hard to argue with. Inbound marketing generates about 54% more leads at roughly 62% lower cost per lead than outbound. In practical terms, this is why more teams are funding SEO, content, and conversion tools even when budgets tighten. Efficiency compounds. Quality compounds too. Inbound leads tend to close at around 5 to 10%, compared with 1 to 3% for outbound sourced leads, because inbound prospects often arrive with clearer intent and stronger fit. That doesn't mean outbound is bad. It means inbound and outbound play different roles, and the best B2B teams run both motions in sync. The catch is that lead volume is a trap if you don't tie platforms to revenue. When we evaluate inbound systems at SalesHive, we focus on visitor-to-lead conversion, MQL to SQL, opportunities created, pipeline value, and cost per opportunity, because a platform that inflates MQLs without creating SQLs is just noise. Build a stack, not a shopping list. Most teams don't have a platform problem, they have a systems problem. They overspend on point tools and underinvest in integration, routing rules, and reporting. Your goal should be a tight inbound stack that makes data flow cleanly from click to meeting booked to opportunity created. A practical way to design the system is to map platforms to the funnel stages they must support: attraction, SEO, content, LinkedIn; capture, forms, chat, scheduling; nurture, automation; qualification, SDR workflows; and measurement, CRM attribution. If a tool doesn't strengthen one of those stages, or it can't reliably write back to your CRM, it's a later tool, not a must-have. We also recommend prioritizing platforms that reduce time to first touch. Inbound leads cool off quickly, so your stack should trigger real-time alerts to your SDR agency or in-house team, push lead context into the CRM, and make it effortless to launch follow-up sequences through sales engagement or a cold email agency workflow when appropriate. Start with CRM plus marketing automation, and fix the data before you automate it. Your CRM and marketing automation are the system of record for inbound, full stop. This is where lifecycle stages live, where attribution should roll up, and where SDRs need a single timeline of engagement: page views, form fills, email clicks, webinar attendance, to qualify quickly and personalize outreach. Automation is no longer optional. About 98% of B2B marketers say marketing automation is critical, and more than 70% expect budgets to increase. But one of the most common mistakes we see is buying top-shelf automation before the CRM is clean and adopted, because automation just scales broken lifecycle definitions, messy fields, and inconsistent routing. Instead, stabilize the foundation first. Standardize stages: lead, MQL, SQL, opportunity; define entry-exit criteria, and implement routing rules with clear SLAs. Then roll automation out in phases: lead capture, lead to SDR handoff, basic nurture, so your outsourced sales team or internal reps don't get flooded with junk. This is where sales outsourcing can shine. A trained SDR agency can work inbound queues consistently while your AEs stay focused on closing, not triage. Inbound doesn't fail because of traffic. It fails because nobody responds fast enough with a clear next step. Win the front door: website, SEO, content, and conversion rate optimization. If your site is slow, unclear, or hard to convert, every other platform gets less effective. Organic search is a core inbound growth lever, with roughly 49% of marketers saying SEO delivers the best ROI for lead generation. Pair that with the fact that about 90% of B2B buyers say online content influences purchasing decisions, and the message is simple: your CMS, analytics, and SEO stack is non-negotiable. For most B2B companies, a realistic benchmark is 2 to 5% visitor-to-lead conversion on lead gen pages. If your demo and pricing journeys are below that range, you're leaking pipeline. If you're above it, you've earned the right to scale traffic. The fastest improvements usually come from tightening top 3 conversion points: demo, pricing, and one high-performing resource. Then, running straightforward A/B tests on headlines, proof, and form friction. To make performance discussions concrete, align the team on a shared set of benchmarks and targets, then review them weekly in the same revenue dashboard your B2B sales agency and SDRs use for pipeline. Use LinkedIn as the bridge between inbound awareness and SDR execution. LinkedIn dominates B2B social lead generation, with nearly 89% of B2B marketers using it for leads. The platform works because it combines credibility, thought leadership, and employee advocacy with precise targeting, job titles, industries, seniority, making it ideal for building demand and then converting that demand into conversations. A common mistake is treating LinkedIn as just paid ads, which often leads to overspending on clicks while ignoring the compounding impact of consistent organic posting and SDR presence. When you do run paid, LinkedIn lead gen forms are a strong option because they average around 13% conversion, well above typical landing page benchmarks near 2 to 3%, but the real win is what happens next: fast follow-up with relevant messaging. Operationally, LinkedIn should be where inbound and outbound meet. Pair marketing's content and lead gen forms with Sales Navigator playbooks so SDRs can connect with and message the exact people engaging with campaigns, turning brand touches into booked meetings. Done right, LinkedIn outreach services complement, not replace, your other channels, including targeted cold email agency sequences and B2B cold calling services for high-fit accounts. Remove friction: chat, scheduling, scoring, and routing that SDRs actually use. Once a buyer raises their hand, the only goal is to convert interest into a conversation with as little friction as possible. Chat and meeting scheduling tools work best when they do 3 jobs simultaneously: capture the lead, qualify the request lightly, and route instantly to the right queue or calendar based on territory, segment, or intent. This is also where teams make another expensive mistake: routing every inbound lead straight to AEs. AEs get buried in tire kicker qualification, response times slip, and serious buyers wait days. Instead, use an inbound triage motion, either in-house or via sales development agency support, so an SDR responds within minutes, qualifies consistently, and hands off only real opportunities. Finally, build scoring around buying committees, not just individuals. B2B deals rarely hinge on a single contact, so your CRM and automation should aggregate engagement across an account. Multiple contacts visiting high-intent pages, attending webinars, interacting with chat, or clicking nurture emails. Platforms that support account-based scoring help your cold calling agency or internal team prioritize real opportunities and avoid rabbit holes with lone researchers. Next steps: unify measurement, then scale with the right execution partners. If you want inbound to be predictable, build one revenue view that ties platforms and channels to pipeline and closed won. When teams measure inbound platforms in silos, they optimize for local wins, cheap webinar registrations, or low CPC without knowing whether those leads become SQLs and opportunities. A single dashboard in the CRM that tracks cost per opportunity and cost per deal eliminates most budget arguments. From there, improve in the right order. Audit your current stack, confirm your core CRM plus marketing automation pair, and fix lifecycle stages and routing before adding more tools. Then, optimize your highest traffic conversion points until your site consistently performs in or above the 2% to 5% range. And operationalize LinkedIn so marketing and SDRs are reinforcing each other daily. Inbound platforms are only as valuable as the follow-up behind them. That's where we come in. SalesHive operates as an SDR agency and B2B sales agency that plugs into your inbound stack to qualify hand raisers quickly, while also running coordinated outbound motions when needed. Cold calling services, cold email agency sequencing, and account expansion. If you're looking to outsource sales without losing control of reporting, the right model is tight integration, clear SLAs, and performance measured on opportunities and revenue, not activity.